Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Tarzan 2, minus the subtitle, which is The Legend Begins. That's the original full title, but this is just the Tarzan 2, in this case, on Disney Plus. It is from 2005. It's an hour and 17 minutes long. I do not think this is one of the films that ever got into theaters. It runs an hour and 18 minutes long, or 17 minutes long, and it's part of that batch of movies that Disney decided to make sequels to, like classic stuff, all the way from Cinderella through Ariel and Beauty and the Beast and Bambi, like literally so many others, including this Tarzan. They've made a few sequels, but Tarzan and Jane and things like that. But this one is actually a prequel, even though it says Tarzan 2. Confusing, but still. This gives us an insight into the young life of Tarzan when he's growing up with the ape family and sort of coming into his own, trying to figure out who he is. He doesn't really know why he's hairless as compared to the rest of the others, and why he can't swing on the vines as easily, as that he can't do things that the other apes can do. He's kind of feels out of place, and some people, other apes and other creatures, certainly let him know that. He just doesn't feel wanted in some circumstances, especially by some of the more macho apes, I guess, or just like, you're weird, why are you here, go away, you're annoying. They see him for what he is, I believe. They see him as the son of man, and it's not a good thing. Assuming, I can't remember if they knew who he was, like what creature he was or not. But his mother, his adoptive mother, in the jungle here, she's taking care of him. When an accident happens, I'm not going to tell you the entire story, because odds are a lot of you, even though you may love the original film, may not have seen this sequel. You may not have bothered to buy the DVD or whatever when it came out in 2005. It was before Blu-rays were so popular. So, and certainly well before Disney Plus. So yeah, because I never saw this before either. What you get here is him being separated from his family, believing also going before that, there's a legend. How do I say this? The Zugor. There's it's sort of like a boogeyman in the jungle. They hear this sound that just yells Zugor, and it's everybody's afraid of it. Even the adult apes, who aren't too bright. Some of them aren't too bright. Oh wait, you know what? I never turned on my. Come on, gotta do this right. Jeez, sorry. Let's see, it's changing colors. It turned green. Everybody's kind of afraid of this Zugor. It's nobody's sure what it is, but most of the other apes just say, look, it's not a real thing. It's just used to scare the kids, just for fun. But when Tarzan gets separated from his family, he finds himself in a new place, suddenly attacked by other apes that are, not really, they don't know what he is, and they're not friends. By the way, I should hold off and tell you this, but either way, well, guess what? Let's just say the Zugor comes into play in a big way in this film. While this is, like one of those direct-to-DVD or VHS sequels, it's actually good. It's like the quality of the animation does not feel like it's a Saturday morning cartoon, which a number of the other ones suffer from. Maybe because a lot of times the characters are more human and they have a certain level of detail to them in the major motion picture that they don't look so great when trying to be animated, for a regular DVD release or VHS release. So when you're dealing with more a different design, when you're animating apes and animals and things like that, even though they're anthropomorphic, they tend to have a different way of animating them. There's a little bit more smoothness to them, I think, and there's a little bit more forgiveness in in their fidelity as to what we'd expect an ape to look like, even a talking one, and how they would act. The animation for this is probably some of the best that I've seen, and even also just young Tarzan, because he also acts and moves like an ape, even though he's human. It's just down to the coloring, just the movement. Everything just looks really good. It doesn't feel haphazard like some of the other. I shouldn't say haphazard because everybody works really hard on these things, but still, I think the quality on this, the big eyes, the flowy hair, and everything else really adds to the I don't know, just a distinct look of this. And while it's certainly not to the level of the original film, this still is pretty dang great. This is also packed with a lot of stars. This is a lot of voice actors. Sure, you get April Winchell, and God knows there's going to be Corey Burton somewhere in here at some point. Probably. Watch me be wrong. It would be the first animated feature that does not have Corey Burton in it or Jim Cummings. But we do have some major stars. And I'm going to start off with the most surprising to me. And when I heard his voice, I'm like, really? Really? He's in a direct-to-DVD sequel to Tarzan. The Zukor. Yes, the Zukor is real, but not what everybody thinks he is. George Carlin. Yeah. The very often abrasive, no BS comedian George Carlin. He did a few other comedy bits here. He did Dogma with Kevin Smith in like 1999. But this, since then, I don't know if this is one of his final roles or not, but holy cow, George Carlin. If you don't know who he is, well, if you're too young, I don't know why you'd be watching me, but if you're too young, be careful what you find on YouTube. But otherwise, as an adult, you know who he is. And yeah, this is usually not his forte. But along with him in this, we have Brad Garrett and Ron Perlman playing big dumb apes. And then Estelle Harris. From, why can't I say what else she's done? She's done a ton of stuff, but she's best known. Oh, she's Mrs. Potato Head in Toy Story, and she's been in Seinfeld. I think she's George's mom. Yeah, George's mom. Glenn Close is in this. Lance Henriksen is in this. It's stacked with the actors here. Harrison Chad doesn't even have a picture on IMDb, but he plays the voice of Tarzan as a kid. So it's a stacked deck, and they bring back Phil Collins. I think a lot of the songs are reprised from the first film, but Phil Collins is he did not like just phone it in when he did the soundtrack for the first Tarzan. And yeah, they use a lot of the same songs in this one, but wow, it still hits. It's still pretty dang great. So we're getting Tarzan 2, which, like most of them that actually came before this one, kind of phoned it in. It's a fairly standard story. Not that this is breaking any new ground. It's an origin story, a coming age story, trying to find your identity and accepting who you are, regardless of whether you're different or not from everybody else around you, is what it's all about. So yeah, it's a good story for kids and adults and everything else, but it's still it's surprising at how good it is for one of these sequels. The bar is really low for a lot of them. I mean, some of the sequels, the direct-to-video sequels, I remember that were good. A number of there's been so many Lilo and Stitch ones. Some are good, some are better. I think Mulan was actually pretty good. But yeah, this one, all across the board, it shouldn't have been this good. So yeah. I say definitely check it out if you haven't seen it yet. There's there's a really good chance that you haven't, even though unless you're a hardcore Tarzan movie fan. But yeah, it's lots of fun. It's cute, and it's got just everything else going for it, which is wow. I'm surprised I'm being able to say that. But anyway, let's pick tomorrow's episode. 164. 164. Oh, no, I've scrolled the other way. 164. Oh, right? Not 46. 164. Okay. 164 is a series, and I've been wondering about this for a while now. It is a concept I think will interest me. I could be completely wrong, but what we're going to be watching tomorrow is Parallels. So yeah, that's all I got to say about that. Parallels on the next Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.